This is the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Wednesday, May 6, 2026, the 471st day of the Sex Offender Administration. Donald Trump said late Tuesday that he was pausing the day-old Operation Freedom, the military's new operation to clear a transit path through the Strait of Hormuz for commercial vessels. He is continuing with the non-war extended excursion into operation by Hasbro, a 7-year-old girl after delivering what would have been her Christmas gift. Defense attorneys called expert witnesses along with Horner's family and former teachers in hopes of persuading the jury to sentence him in prison. The witnesses testified about Horner's turbulent childhood, exposure to toxic amounts of lead. He should have been exposed to one more piece of lead. A Federal Aviation Administration employee, Jean Delachie, 35, from New Hampshire, is facing charges for allegedly making threats to kill Donald Trump. Delachie allegedly conducted various internet searches on his government work computer, including how to get a gun into federal facility and the percentage of the population that wants to kill Trump. My guess is between 86 and 47%. A shooting in Carrollton, Texas, a suburb north of Dallas, left at least 2 people dead and 3 people hospitalized, according to local authorities. The suspect is Sang Ho Han, 69, and the exact motive is unclear, but the victims and the suspect were meeting each other for a, quote, business purpose, close quote. That business is none your damn. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Wednesday, May 6, 2026, the 471st day of the Sex Offender Administration. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on MindDog TV.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend. My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
Oh, good morning. Welcome to Coffee with the Dog. It is May 6th, Wednesday, May 6th, 2026. It is the 471st day of the Sex Offender Administration. And for those of you who are celebrating Cinco de Mayo still, because it's May 5th somewhere, it isn't. You just have a drinking problem. That's okay. We all have a problem. Admitting it is part of the solution, I guess. If you're wondering why I'm here and not Matt, it's very simple. Matt has a he's scheduled for something new. He's got I can't remember what it's called, a prearranged or a prenup. In other words, he's got some place to be. So that's why it's me. But I do have lots of stuff to talk about. But I first of all, just want to say that I just got a message from Stephen Ortiz, and I sent you the invite in your check your messenger, and you can get in. That's it. So now, okay. Now, I kind of want to open up with something that's, good morning, Ann. Welcome to the show, California. Good morning, Ann. Good day, sunshine. And okay, so Stephen Ortiz will be joining us shortly. And before I bring him in, I just wanted to say something about a friend of mine who passed yesterday. A friend of mine, known him since, when was the pandemic? That's how long I've known him, since the pandemic. His name is Jonathan Tiersten. He was an actor. He was in Sleepaway Camp. That's him on the right, the guy, not the woman. That's Jonathan there in the hat. I did not know him back then. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know anything about that movie. I'd never seen that movie. No, I take that back. I knew about the movie, and I may have seen parts of it. He passed away. They have not said what the cause was. I do know that he at one point was publicly had acknowledged that he was struggling with alcohol use, actual alcohol abuse, and that he had gone clean and sober. And once he went clean and sober, he began to disassociate himself or remove himself from the things that used to trigger the drinking. And I was in that group. Not that I triggered the drinking. I will get to that. The way I got to know him, the way I met him, is years ago. During the pandemic, I was interviewed for a show called Outside the Box or something like that. Oh no, Blast on Mic, and he was interviewing, he's interviewing me for one of his shows. And we got along so well that he says, I have a show with a panel. I want you on the panel. If you'd like to do it. I said, sure. So I joined the panel of Outside the Box. Outside the Box was started by Jonathan Tiersten and Mike Wilkerson, or Blaststone Mike. If you follow him on social media, he's known as Blaststone Mike. He actually was a guest on this show because he works for Fire Stick Records or Fire Something Records. So at least he did work for him at the time. And so that's how I met Jonathan. We were part of the panel. I think Jonathan and I were the only two progressives on the show. No, there was another one, but she was very woo. She used to have like this bowl that she used to like rub her fingers around during the show sometimes when things got a little too heated. When the discussions got too heated, she'd say something like, we should all be getting along. And then she would take her finger on her little woo bowl and go, woo, and rub the bowl. So she was a progressive, but she was not really much she didn't know a lot about politics. She did know a lot about racism and sexism, but not about politics in general. She had like a particular lane. And So, but we were a very diverse group, and we are actually having we're putting a band back together for a memorial show for him on Thursday afternoon. Those of us that are still around, uh, and so it's Jonathan. That's Jonathan Tiersten. I did not know him back then. This is the way I knew him. This face here. Matter of fact, that exact face. That is probably the way I would see him on Zoom during our show. That's the face I would see. A different background. I'd see his house, but yeah, that's it. Now, once he got clean and sober, one of the things that triggered him was actually discussing politics and getting really, really heavy into politics. That was one of the things that would trigger him. The things were so crazy for him, especially during the COVID. He would drink more and more, and so he realized he was having a problem, and he got clean and sober, and he disconnected himself from that show. And so he and I remained in contact for a little bit. Thank you, Sunshine. He and I did remain in touch for quite some time, but I'm not going to lie to you. I am a terrible friend to have long distance. And it's not that I don't care about people. I just get on with my life, and I'll think to myself, I should reach out to Jonathan. And the next thing I know, it's like 3 months, 4 months goes by after the thought, because then I'll think about it again, but like, oh man, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't call him now. And oh man, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. He's teaching a class. I can't call him now. It's like, oh well, it's different. And I'm like that with almost everybody, almost all of my friends. I am like that. I will think about calling them, and if I don't call them right then and there, I probably won't call them for a few months, maybe even a year. As a matter of fact, most of my friends who get phone calls from me will get them when I'm on my way to a gig or on my way to an open mic or something. When I'm in my car, if I'm in my car for more than an hour, I will start calling friends and reaching out to them and see how they're doing. And so I have someone to talk to while I'm on my drive. So, and that's it. Like I said, I'm not a great friend in that regard. I don't keep in touch with people very well. I try, but I'm just a loner by nature. So I don't know if he was still clean and sober. I'd like to think he was. He was very strong-willed, very smart. It's like the last time I talked to him, he was teaching classes and teaching acting classes. So, but he and I got along just fine. And I was one of the few people who actually kept in touch with after the show, because, like I said, the show was triggering for him. And we had a lot of assholes on our show. We didn't just have diverse opinions. We had people that were just outright assholes. I'll give you an example. I'm not going to mention Sam by name, but he's in jail for sexual assault on a minor. He was one of the people on our show, and he was a staunch Republican, conservative, Trump supporter guy, and now I see why. He's from the cut from the mold. He's doing time. He's not one of those people that Trump can pardon because it's state charges. And said but I'm not going to mention Sam's last name only because I can't remember it. But there was quite a few of us in that show. So, Jonathan Tiersten has passed on, and if you're interested, on Thursday afternoon, we're doing, like I said, we're putting a band together for one show in the afternoon. I will post it on my Facebook page, in case people are interested in hearing us talk about Jonathan Tiersten. And of course, with the group of people that we have, I'm sure all of us is going to make it about us. And we may forget to talk about Jonathan Tiersten, but that's it. Friend of mine, he's passed away. And so those of you, if you're friends of mine and you're watching this, you're going like, so this is the kind of crappy send-off I'm going to get from GD? Wow, that sucks. I'm not going to be his friend when I die. So, and speaking of friends when I die, Here's Stephen Ortiz.
What's up, man? Good morning.
Morning. Don't you want to be my friend when you die now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm confident between the. I don't think I'm going to die first. So.
Oh, now it's on, motherfucker. Now it's on. Now, see, now I'm gonna tell you now. Before that, it wasn't even a competition. It wasn't even a competition. When you said that, I was gonna let sleeping dogs lie. Whoever went first went first. But now that you said it like that, motherfucker, don't cross the street because I do not break for wheelchairs unless they're gonna break my car.
I was gonna say, dude, we break cars pretty good.
Yeah,
So
I don't break for anything. I just break to not break my car. That's it. Because if it weren't for the fact that I don't want my insurance to go up, shit, man. It is so on that. First of all, do you have a new wheelchair? Because your other wheelchair was like in dire straits last time I saw you.
I got a bunch of new parts on it, so we're good.
Oh, so you got the same old. So you got the same old hoopty. You just got some new parts.
Yeah, I went ghetto mode and put some new 20s on my hoopty.
Oh shit! Damn. So you ghetto your chair. Okay, I forgot what we call that.
Yeah,
ghetto. Oh, nigger rigged. Yeah,
there it is. Okay, I can't say that. You can say.
You said it the other day. Did you say it?
No, that's different because there's no proof.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
this is why I'm wearing a hat, because I knew it was just you, and if it was you and Matt, I could get away with this. But
no, you can't. Did you see it? Yeah. Did you see how the light reflected off the?
It did.
Yeah,
man.
So are you at work and on break, or are you just off today? Because that does not look like your home you're in, unless you have like.
No, it's I have a half day today, so I have a little bit of time this morning, so I figured I'd come hang out.
Cool. You're more than welcome to. I was thinking about you the other day because last time I talked to you, I think was going to see about doing something up in your neck of the woods, like what we did in Michigan, but we haven't talked after that. After you saw the show, I think you said, "I don't want to do this shit in Indiana. Fuck him." So.
No, that's not true. I just don't remember a whole lot of that night.
Oh, no, I'm talking before you started drinking. I'm talking about before people started buying you drinks on your stolen valor.
Okay, you have to clarify. I wasn't pretending to be a soldier. I was pretending to be a bigger idiot.
Okay. For those of you who do not know the story, or who had heard the story, but like Steven had too much to drink and can't remember the balance of the story. We did a show in Michigan. It was called Spotlight on Insanity, and our feature was Beeve Man. And during his set, he started talking about a friend of his. I think his name was Jerry.
Jerry.
Jerry. And Jerry was basically the vehicle for anything that's stupid that happened in the story. He could just say Jerry. This is Jerry. And so at the end of his set, he points at Steven in the audience and says, "And there's my friend Jerry." And Steven puts his arms up like this.
I'm Jerry.
And everybody applauds Steven thinking he's Jerry. So we go out for drinks, and Steven starts to go up to the bar. Matter of fact, I'm right behind Steven because I'm going to help him carry the drinks back to the table. And I'm right behind Steven. I'm doing this. I was in the wheelchair. Steven was in the wheelchair. I was walking behind him. Okay. This is Steven. This is me. Okay.
Yeah.
And when we get up close to the bar, somebody yells out, "Jerry!" And Steven doesn't correct them. Okay?
I didn't.
He doesn't correct them. Matter of fact, Steven says, Steven starts to order a drink and he says, "Jerry, let us buy you a drink. Let us buy you a round." And I don't think that Steven paid for a drink the rest of that night.
I did not.
Which is probably how he got drunk, because that's how I get drunk. I've only been shit faced, passed out, vomit type drunk twice in my life. As an adult, as a teen, that was different. And as a teen, I was still learning what my limits were. Okay, as a teen, I was still learning how to gauge how much alcohol I could have before my friends would take advantage of me. And so I was still learning. But as an adult, I've only been shit faced twice, and both times it was because I was not paying for my drinks. And I was not being cheap. And it was like another drink was popped in my hand, and that's it. And I know that's what happened. Well, I don't know, but that's what I thought was happening to Steven. It's like, oh, okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. And you're actually getting the drinks faster than your body can process it. You know, it's like, oh, okay, and now they're buying him shots. I can't remember what the shots were. I think it was like
they were picklebacks.
Picklebacks, yes.
And the thing is I don't stand up, right? So the alcohol's not hitting me like when you guys, you'll sit down and drink, you'll stand up and get another, it'll hit you, and you're like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't get the same thing. But me, I'm sitting the whole time, so I'm having 5-6 drinks before I go pee. I get up to go pee, I come back, and then all 5 drinks hit me at one time. So, and that's just all night. Yeah.
So when I say stolen valor, it's not that he was pretending to be a soldier. It's that he was pretending to be Jerry, the friend of a soldier.
I was soldier adjacent.
Yes, he was soldier adjacent. He was so drunk and soldier adjacent. He was so drunk because he was soldier adjacent. Yeah, so
yep.
So I will probably have to.
And then I threw up in the beef man's truck.
Okay, then what I would do is, because I have like a rough cut of the show, if you want to watch it. If you want to watch it, if you really don't remember and you want to watch it, I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link so you can see it on YouTube. It's on private. And here's the man of the hour.
What hour is that? Coffee. It's 9. It's the 9 o'clock hour here in Long Island, New York. How you doing?
Your hospital room looks vaguely similar.
Hi.
Very familiar.
I don't have the lights on here. I'm obviously not in the hospital. I'm home. I don't have my typical colored lights on or the sign or any of that stuff.
African American.
Yeah, because I'm lazy and just taking it easy. So here's the deal. I went to check myself in yesterday, and they were doing the tests on me, the EKG and all the tests that they do. And then the cardiologist came in to talk to me, and I basically was going to shut him down and say, I'm not having a bypass. Do the stent, and if things go wrong, let me die. Because that's what he was saying. If we go in to do the stent and we knock some of these things loose, you can have a clot and you could die, and we might have to do it on emergency. That's like, nah, that doesn't sound like fun. So I said, what if we, hear me out. What if we just take things as they are, and I go the holistic alternative route and change my lifestyle and do some exercise and all these kind of stuff? And he burst out laughing. He's like, holistic? Come on. That shit doesn't work. And I'm like, I think it does work. I mean, there's evidence that it does work. I mean, I'm not saying. So he said, let me see your chart. And then he gasped. He said, wow. I said, what, wow? Like, I'm thinking I'm dying. Like,
wait a minute. I'm sorry. He hadn't looked at your chart yet?
Huh?
He's discussing options, but he hasn't looked at your chart yet?
No, they just redid my chart within the last half hour because they did all the tests.
Okay. All right. I stand
corrected. Then he looked at the chart and he said, holy. I was like, uh-oh. He said, your heart function has more than doubled in the last 30 days, which is remarkable.
Fuck yeah.
So what do you attribute that? I said, basically it changed my life completely. I haven't had any meat, any sodium, any of the things. I haven't had anything worth eating in a month.
Man, I feel that
for 30 days.
Yeah. And I've been trying to, do some mild exercise, walking and stuff like that, and clearing stuff up. I haven't smoked weed. And he's like, well, your lung function is great. Your heart function has more than doubled.
Good, man.
So I said, what if we just put everything on hold? Because he said, maybe it's the meds working. I was like, maybe it's the meds. Yes, because I'm not a kumbaya guy. And I'm not about to say, maybe it's the fucking prayers working. I don't know what it is.
Right.
Thoughts and prayers, 200
Yeah.
milligrams.
So he said, you know what? We could try continuing on the meds for a month. If 3 months from now you haven't improved even more than this, then we'll talk about why you have to do the bypass. But let's just take it step by step and give you 3 months to see if you can do some major improvement. So now I have to get on the Mediterranean diet and walk half a mile every night and do the old man exercise. There's cardio rehab.
It's good for you, man.
Yeah,
But
so
okay,
I'm happy. I'm not gonna.
I have a
not-
question for you then, Matt. Because you've seen improvements, I mean, apparently enough improvements to make your doctor gasp. Do you feel better about the sacrifices that you're making, like the not having the meat, not having the weed, or
I
is it like?
definitely I feel better overall. I'm still tired a lot, like way more than I should be tired.
But
But
I mean about the sacrifice though, because to get where you are, you're feeling better, even though you're tired, but you're giving up some stuff that was like part of your life for at least a decade. And
I
I'm being
definitely
generous when I say decade.
I asked him to give me stuff like because we talked about so yeah I'm missing all the good things that I love, but ask about giving me foods that I can eat because burgers, those bacon fatty burgers with the sodium stuff, that's
Right.
what triggered some of this stuff, and I can't have that. But I'm like, what about a really well done Angus steak? Can I have that? I mean, come on, give me something to live for. And he's like, no.
I feel you, man. I've cut out almost all foods except for like basic grilled chicken and veggies for like the last like 6 months. It's been horrible.
Yeah. Well,
So try.
my thought is I'm not. I'm going to try my best to have nothing bad for me until after August 11th, and then because that's the next time I meet with him, and then after that, when he says no bypass, then occasionally. And I don't mean like every 3 months or something. Occasionally, I will splurge on double whopper with cheese minus pickle and onion. Thank you, or something. Something that's bad for me, but I want. I
I
probably
mean, I feel that. I splurge on occasion too. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're careful.
falling off the
Yeah.
wagon. Well, yeah, that's what it will be. And I'm
You
planning to
gotta-
fall off the wagon. I'm jumping off the wagon, but
Yeah,
it's
but it's scheduled. It's a schedule. It's a scheduled
Scheduled jump.
departure.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a scheduled departure. Yeah, it's like you're a hobo on the train, and you know when you're going to jump off because, like, I would
Whoa.
jump off once it gets around the bend. What?
What are you?
Why are you calling him a
homophobic?
homo?
He's a
I said
homophobic.
hobo. I
Yeah,
said
why are you being a
hobo.
homophobic like that for? Just because he has to jump off the wagon doesn't mean you got to call him names.
Right.
Okay.
He already has an
I-
achy breaky heart. Don't hurt his feelings.
Right.
Yeah, he does have an achy breaky heart. Yes.
Disrespectful.
Don't think you should go
So,
walk.
did either of you ever watch the movie Sleepaway Camp?
No.
My wife is not.
It's one of
getting
those.
it.
It's one of those cult things now. It's like a movie that wasn't very good back. Was it 1983 or something? But it became like a cult classic. And matter of fact, when you go to like these Comic-Con things, he used to have like his little booth there, for Sleepaway Camp.
No, I wasn't even a drip down my daddy's leg in the 80s.
Well, you probably want to drip down your daddy's legs in the 70s either, but there's stuff that you probably have glammed onto, like, was it Star Wars? Or was it Star Trek? One of those two?
Star Trek, yeah, not so much Star Wars.
I knew,
but-
okay, the point is that started before your dripping days started, okay?
That's
Your
true.
daddy's drip wasn't a drip down his daddy's leg when Star Trek came out, but you appreciate that. So
That's
I was just assuming that I was just saying there's a possibility that you heard of Sleepaway Camp and went, oh shit, this is a really bad movie that I can watch over and over again because of the teenage sex or whatever.
Oh, no, but I appreciate you guys. You guys came out before me too, so.
And I'm still coming out.
Oh.
It's
Something
my
Something
it's
is
funny.
wrong.
I don't like to talk about actually having sex with my wife. only because it's just the thing. It's because when I talk about my sex life, I'm talking about her sex life.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Most of the time.
No. For the record, every time.
What about that? What about that glory hole thing you would take?
Yeah.
No, you're getting me and the Reverend mixed up. Okay, I hate when that happens. You are getting me and the Reverend mixed up.
I could have sworn you called me the other day. We were talking about some glory hole thing. You met some. I don't know. You weren't even sure if it was a guy or a gal.
No, it was a.
No, I'm pretty sure.
What about that night?
I'm pretty sure I have the recording that you didn't know what was going on.
We also cuddled in Michigan, so.
Yeah.
Okay, but again, cuddling is not full-on penetration. I cuddled with a lot of people in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, there you go.
Because there was an improv group there. That's like improv 101 is cuddling. You don't get into an improv group without cuddling.
I would have cuddled with a couple of them for sure.
That's right. That's my fact. That's why it was called the cuddle of trust. That's why it's called the cuddle of trust.
Huh.
Which you just violated.
Matt needs to. Matt, we need to shave your head, buddy.
Why?
You got some fuzzies up there, buddy.
On the side.
So I'm going David Letterman. I'm in between like a David Cross and a David Letterman type of look. David Cross has this shit going on. Letterman is out to here, somewhere in between.
Yeah. Oh, please. Yeah. Not full Letterman.
Yeah. So I'll let you guys have your own show without me. I just wanted to pop in and let people know that it's a new me. I'm Willie. I'm Kumbaya. I'm like,
well, then don't leave.
I'm holistically inspired that Kumbaya and prayers and whatever else, and eating grass instead of meat.
So how many thoughts and prayers are you taking anally daily to get this to work?
Oh. Oof. Wow. Oof. I don't know.
You know what the thing is? One of the
meds I'm taking costs $390 a month. Just
why?
One, and I take probably 30 pills a day. So
what the fuck are you taking?
Holy,
Jesus Christ, dude! You're spending like $3,000 a month on pills.
Well, it's a lot of different stuff. It wasn't just heart, but a lot of heart stuff, lung stuff, kidney stuff, prostate stuff. They got me on it, but the prostate problems are gone. I'm like, I don't have to wake up in the middle of the night and pee. I pee just fine. Everybody who cares about my pee,
I care.
James Inman is lining up for my pee. He wants to drink it. So basically, I'm on, like, in the morning I take, I think, 11 pills in my morning wake up. Then noon I have 3 or 4. Then I have 2 at like 8 o'clock, and then right before bed it's another handful. Like, you don't even bother counting them. It's just so. But one is $390, and I'm like, this is what the government should be involved in lowering drug prices. $390 a month for a prescription.
Well,
but Trump did lower the prices. He lowered them by 1,700%.
But it's not just medicines that are expensive, though. Think about medical equipment, dude. Like my wheelchair, my wheels. It took me 6 months to get wheels. Insurance covered a little over half, and I still had to come out of pocket $700.
Yeah, no, I sympathize with your struggle there, and it definitely is important. But this one is avoidable because what it is $390 a month for the medicine. If you can't get the medicine, you don't have that $390, then the bypass is almost mandatory. And how much is a bypass? Because they're making big money on bypass.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So it's increasing the cost because the pills are too expensive. If you can't afford the pills, you're a goner. So luckily I can just about make the pills. I mean, but they got to fucking do something about drug prices. They're insane. With all of them, I think it's like $1,500 a month I'm paying for.
Jesus Christ. Is that with insurance, or you don't have insurance?
Well, that's after the insurance. That's after all the deductibles and stuff.
Jesus Christ, dude, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is nuts.
That's not okay.
Now, are
That's
these name brands or are these the
Well, that's the
generic?
$390 one. There's no generic on the market, and my wife kind of is hip to this because maybe I shouldn't be giving this stuff away, this information away, because maybe I'll get in trouble. But some of the facilities she works with or knows about, they do have a generic brand
Right.
of this $390 drug a month drug, but
Oh,
the pharmacist is telling them there's no generic, and she's like, well, somebody's lying to me here. And she brought that up to the doctor, and he kind of just laughed. It's not funny. You wanna give me the money? That's
yeah.
all.
It's funny when you don't need to buy it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
that's funny because
Stupid.
there was a time I remember back in the day. One of the options, whenever I used to go to the doctor to get a drug or something, um, they would say to me, "Do you want this, or can we substitute the generic for it?" That
yeah.
was that was the question every time,
Mm.
and I'd say, "What's the difference?" And it's like, "Well, the generic doesn't have caffeine, or the generic isn't candy coated, so when you taste it, it's going to taste like shit." I'll say,
The,
"Okay, well, give me the generic. It's worth
the
it."
generic doesn't cost $1,000 a pill.
Right.
That's basically what I mean.
Yeah,
I
but
can't.
sometimes the generic really is there is a difference, like, but it's a cosmetic difference. Like, because sometimes what they do, and you probably know this for certain by now, Matt. Let's say, okay, I have this pill here. This is actually just vitamin D2, but let's say this is a special kind of vitamin D2, and in order for me to keep it special, because I think the patent is what 7 years before it can be eligible for become generic, unless I can find another use for it. And so that's why I
Yeah,
start doing trials to see if this vitamin D2 can treat syphilis and hair loss. And if it treats the hair loss too, then I can, keep it off of the generic thing and then keep charging more money. But
yeah,
Well,
because as a new use,
well,
or I can change the chemistry just a little bit, like saying add another 50 grams of caffeine or something like that, and then you know
yeah,
and keep it
what's
that way
crazy
too.
is what's also crazy is a lot of these drugs that you need to live when you have problems cost so much fucking money. But then you get these vanity drugs, right? Like this weight loss shit that's super popular,
The GLP
and
stuff.
they somehow make it so cheap that you can just order it online and get it to your door without almost any doctor intervention whatsoever. It's still a medical drug, but
yeah,
because it's popular and it's the thing, they make it to where everybody can get it. But God forbid you need heart medication, lung medication, kidney or liver medication, then they don't care. And
yeah.
it's sad and disgusting. I have a buddy who lives in who's from Spain, and he was teaching at Notre Dame and brought his wife over, and he ended up having to quit his job and go back to Spain just because of medical costs.
Yeah. And see, there's one more thing I want to bring up about this health care plan because there is no health care plan in America right now. Period.
Yeah, there
Uh,
is. The plan is to let us die.
yeah. Um, the doctor laughed hard when I said, "What about
Fuck that
holistic?" He
guy.
like, "Holistic?" And I was like, "This is a problem," because I'm of the belief, and this was insulting to him, but anybody over 50, especially men over 50 right now, if they have the slightest indication of chest pain, shortness of breathing, they go right to the bypass because as a cardiologist, he's recommending to a surgeon, they're doing a bypass. Now everybody is getting money from the insurance companies to become route. Don't even think about it. He's having problems. Let's do a bypass because we know it works and blah, blah, blah. And not even considering that holistic could possibly work. I mean, you know me, I'm not this kind of manifestation. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just live right. I'm not that kind of guy, but I do believe that it definitely can't hurt to change your diet to the kind of diet that will. And I know there are diets that soften up your arteries and can remove plaque and all this kind of stuff. And all of that is viable, but he just laughed it off like, come on. And
Well,
that's trouble.
it feels like these doctors forget that most healthcare like it all originated from holistic fucking medicine people, working with shit they find in nature before all the medical shit became medical shit. So it's like why laugh it off when
Yeah.
We don't know what the combination of science and holistic medicine is going to do together. And again, I'm with you. I don't do the holistic shit, but I mean, it's kind of asinine to assume that changing your diet and adding certain supplements aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but also the incentive part, you can't ignore that. And this is what he took as kind of insulting. The incentive part, there's money. There's big money to be made with this bypass stuff. And as a cardiologist, he's recommending that I need the bypass surgery. He's getting a kickback from that. There's no fucking way he's not getting a kickback from that. And as long as that financial incentive is there, he's going to laugh at holistic. Yeah, holistic doesn't pay me anything to say. Nobody on the Mediterranean diet is saying, "Here, doc, here's another $300,000 for recommending this to us and stirring this business our way." And that's a problem, and they need to address that. And you know what?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that they've neglected and it hasn't been brought up yet is the mental attitude when it comes to healing. When it comes to your body and your body healing, how you feel, your emotional state of mind is extremely important. So regardless, I mean, I know people who had life-saving surgery and it didn't save their life because they were still depressed. And
no, so what you're saying 100%. Is the reason I had a heart attack in the first place is from listening to you every morning talk about your mom. That's what you're saying?
I thought that was the cause of your kidney and prostate. I did not realize it was causing your heart troubles as well. I apologize.
All right. Well, thank you for that. So I just wanted to pop in. I'll let you. I know I'm taking up too much of your show here.
No, I'm sure Rhonda will forgive you for taking up so much time on my show.
All right. I just wanted to let anybody who really gave a shit about me know what good news for a change. And listen, I know I'm a bastion of bad news. I say bastion of bad news, but now
bastard is assumed. You didn't have to say bastard. We just assumed that, but bastion we did not know.
All right. Well, I'm going to go out and sit in the sun and try to get my mental condition primed for eating grass for the next 3 months. And
Matt, you got this, buddy. You got this, man. I'm glad you're okay and glad to talk to you, man. I missed you.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen. And it's good to pop in. I see you pop in. And for the record, I don't think you're a bad guy.
God, that's not what you said.
I know. I did say I think he gets on his knees.
Did I tell you that when Stephen was in his inebriated state, he says to me, "Tell Matt that I'm not so bad," or something like that. He goes, "Tell Matt that I'm an okay dude." I said, I am not telling Matt that.
And what was my reply to that? There was something nasty I said, right?
Yeah, I think you said something like, "Fuck that wheelchair bound
he
cripple."
Still gets on his knees in the glory hole. I mean, he doesn't need the chair for the glory hole stuff, right? He doesn't. I mean, the chair is for in and out of the glory hole, but once he's in the glory hole, it's a pure knee action.
Well, most glory holes are ADA compliant, so
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would not know that.
Anal, dick, and what? What's the other A for?
All right, I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go.
No, what's the other A for? I know it's ass and dick.
Assault.
This is completely inappropriate, and this is why I have to leave. You guys, I'm going out in the sun. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, GD. And I don't know what. I don't know if I don't have a guest at the moment. I'm going to try.
I had talked to two. Well, are you opposed? I don't know.
If you got a guest, as long as it's not Sandy Bernstein, because she doesn't ever heard of me. No, I'm kidding. You could.
Well, I actually I don't. I haven't. I was going to talk about this later. I had two politicians come to my door yesterday, and we talked for about half an hour or so. I shouldn't say two politicians. Two candidates came to my door. They're running for local office.
That's politicians.
Well, to me, they're candidates. Because, well, like I said, I don't know they're politicians. I do know they're candidates. And we had some, we had some conversations about some stuff that, even though it's local for us, it's also national. Like AI and the power consumption that it takes up and shit like that. If I can get one of them or one or both of them on the show, is that okay?
Absolutely. Just text me that I got somebody, so I'll stop looking.
Okay, I'll reach out to both of them tomorrow. I mean, tonight, as soon as the show is over.
One of these things, before I go here, one of these things I really want to talk. I had an epiphany. Look at me.
Did you change your underwear after you did
Well,
that?
it was because they told me I might live. I started thinking about most of, and this, I don't know, I have time here, but comedians and musicians and people in the creative arts are using social media to talk to other musicians, comedians. So if you're a comedian and you're friends with all these other comedians, you're not doing anything for your fucking career. What you want to be talking to are club owners, show producers, filmmakers, and people like that. You don't want to be having fucking conversations
Right.
with other comedians. And so many comedians and musicians are talking to themselves. They're talking to their competition. And there was a guy who I watched his video on how to avoid that, not being rude to people who are your colleagues, but just not encouraging the conversation between them but seeking out the audience that is going to help you. And I was like,
Right.
well, this is a mission I could get on. This is understanding how this works and how the conversations need to happen and how you find those people who your actual target is. This is something I can contribute to the world. And
my wife and I was having this conversation a while because my wife says like, well, you should put that on Facebook. I said, honey, believe it or not, most of the people that I'm quote friends with on Facebook, there are just other comedians. They don't give a shit about my career.
Exactly.
I said, and that's why I only have 1,500 friends, because I would go through and I would just thin out the comedians that were really just not, that were just like, weren't doing a damn thing to help promote me. I just got rid of them. Fine, I'm not friends with them anymore.
Yeah,
Fine.
it's definitely I don't do stand up anymore, but the people
Did you ever do stand up?
Sit down. But the people that I interacted with on a regular basis, you're right. Like, you're not going to find you're not going to find quality gigs being friends with other comedians. Why? Because they're only going to hit you up if somebody needs an opener or they need a guest spot or, whatever. They're going to point you to mics. They're not going to point you to good quality gigs. They're not going to point you to people who are going to book you. That's not going to do anything for you. You're going to get scraps because they're going to take what they can get and pass on what they don't want.
Yeah.
So
right.
So this guy's got a pretty good system, from what I could see, about how to attract show producers and people who actually have a say in getting you more work and finding you, how to do that, and how to have the conversation within the comment section to those people. And listen, I fall for this kind of stuff, these guys who have a system, a lot, but it made a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to study it and share it with people for what it's worth. And that's what I'm going to do until I find out I'm not going to live anymore. And then I'll be,
Matt, quit putting that shit in the universe. Obviously you're going to die someday, but we don't need to rush it.
Sunday? No. It's Mother's Day.
Sunday. Watch Matt jump off the train. Sunday.
All right.
Sunday.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. I got a funeral planned for. All right. I'm out.
Love you, Matt.
Have a great day. Good to see you, Stephen. Bye. Bye for now.
Yes, sir. Oh, I love that old bastard.
If Matt does die while the show is still running, I'm going to see if I can live stream it from the I'll say, reach out to his wife and say, Elizabeth, you mind if I, this is not for me, it's for Matt's friends. I'm just going to put up a single camera in the back, and I'll quietly do commentary like, this is the widow. This is Matt's widow.
You know what? It'll be, when my mom died, we had a funeral very much like this.
No, this is the part where we talk about.
Oh, man.
Oh, and over there is Matt's brother, who came all the way up from Georgia, North Carolina, to piss on Matt's grave.
He brought him a MAGA hat.
He's slipping something in the coffin. It looks like, oh shit! No, I'm sorry. How long are you sticking around?
A little bit longer.
What's a little bit longer? I mean, I say that about my dick. What's a little bit longer?
Probably about another, till like 10:30.
Okay, I can. Yeah, all right. Because I just said things that because I was expecting to be by myself, I made a list of things for me to talk about so that I would have
Go
something
for
to
it.
talk. No, there's most of the stuff you wouldn't know shit about. Like you wouldn't know shit about these people. And you
Probably
wouldn't.
not.
Well, I already talked about Jonathan Tiersten, and you didn't even see Sleepaway Camp.
Nope.
So I was going to talk about my workshop with Dylan Brody last night.
Oh, how'd that go?
It went well. It went well. I was for some odd. See, sometimes on a Tuesday night workshop, once in a while, it's just me and Dylan Brody, and the other people aren't there. For whatever reason. I mean, he has because he does Saturday. He has a Saturday workshop, a Thursday workshop, and a Tuesday workshop. I can't make the Saturday and the Thursday, but the Tuesday I can do. And so I make this. So occasionally, it's just me and him, and I hate that because even though I'm getting like one-to-one tutelage, I don't want the attention. That means like every fucking single thing I do, he can just like pick apart and pull apart, and again, I don't mind. Okay, my ego can take the pulling apart. What I don't want is like for example, I'll give you an example. I'm working on. Can I find it? Yes, I am working on a video just a self-promotion video, just a video short, like a minute thing. It's supposed to look like a commercial, and it's supposed to be a commercial for a topical cream to rub on your body for body aches, and it's called Comic Relief. Okay, that's the name of the lotion. And so I write this little short script, and the first script I wrote, and it's a rough. I wasn't planning on doing it last night. We were just talking, and I said, well, I'm working on a short. I'm about to write the script for a short. And he goes, oh, write it, work on it. We'll do that tonight. How much time do you need? It's like, okay, that's not how my brain works. Okay. My brain doesn't work like that. When I work on a script, I sit in a room, I stare at a blank wall. I imagine myself doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I write down what I see and what I hear. When I'm in his class, it's not the same thing.
Right.
When I'm in his class, it's a very intellectual thing. He says, matter of fact, he goes, when I watch you work, you are the most serious. He says, I have dozens of people that I work with in my classes, and you are the most like focused person I've ever seen work. And I'm like, he goes, and you're actually more focused than these guys who are supposed to be like real professionals. So I write my thing. I write it. Oh, I write my script, my rough draft. And he goes, how long do you want it to run? I said about a minute. And so I write my rough draft. It's 179 words. And he goes, okay, read it to me. And I read it. And he goes, that timed out at a minute 3 seconds. And again, I was doing my rough. I heard the beep, and I thought, where'd you go?
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so he timed it. I read it, and he timed it. He goes, that's a minute 3 seconds. And he goes, but you were reading it very fast. And I was like, okay. He goes, so I need you to trim 1/3. It's like, why 1/3? Okay. I said, I don't have 1/3. Okay. If it's 179 words, 1/3 is like you're trimming 60 words.
Yeah.
1 minute thing. I got it down to like 100. I trimmed like 19 words out of it, and without trimming any of the jokes or any of the pertinent information. I got rid of like 19 words, and I reread it, and he goes, oh, that's good. That's very good. Now, I don't have the video yet. So the words I'm writing, and this is what I'm saying to him. I said, I haven't shot the video yet. Some of the words may change because of the video. Something may happen in the video, and I go like, oh shit, I could say this, so I don't. And so for him, he wants to see like a finished product, and my brain doesn't work like that, so
right.
But I do have like a very tight 160 word script as a basis to work with, as opposed to a loosey-goosey 179 words.
Right.
But I knew that once I started recording the video, and that I wanted to be about a minute to minute 30, I would have to trim words or add words anyway. So but so when it's just me, it's just I get all that attention. But when it's a class, he'll make sure like, okay, tonight we're discussing the difference between the wit and humor. Because there's a difference between wit and humor. And that was the original plan for last night's lesson. But when I was the only one to show up, it's like, okay, let's focus on you, GD.
Right.
All right, somebody going to the P room. Is that the P room?
That's the P room.
That is?
That's where employees make deposits.
Oh, okay. Is it unisex or unibrow?
No, we have a men's and a women's.
Okay. All right. So now I know that he had to pee. Now everybody in the country knows he had to pee.
Yep, everybody knows.
You might as well show us. We already know what he's doing. So you might as well just tell us about it when it comes out.
Have him come out and explain the color and the texture and the smell.
Can we hear if he washes his hands so we know that he's wiping his hands on the money?
I'm listening.
Oh.
I heard flush. Oh. Hi, buddy. I'll put that back when I'm done. How was your pee? Fine. He had a good pee.
All right, yeah.
All the way across the bridge.
Okay, well, he had a good pee.
Oh, he said the bank is being robbed. Stay back here.
Yeah. We're good. Oh man.
So you said you're not doing comedy anymore? Is that you said you're not doing stand-up? Is that like
not doing stand-up? Just no, I don't know. Really just focusing on podcasting and getting life together.
Okay, so we're not doing a show in Indiana then, because you're not performing.
Well, I mean, here and there I am, but doesn't mean I still can't help you out though.
You get better here and there. I'm doing here and there, and I'm not getting better. You don't.
No, my time has been trying to get healthy and working and, going to the gym 5 days a week, working 5 days a week, eating healthier. Yeah, just trying to stay active and get healthy and get into shape and trying to get my mental health in check because mental health has been absolutely horrible. And yeah.
Well, the secret to having mental health is if you don't have a mental state at all, then you don't have to worry about the health part. Just lose your mind.
Right.
You don't worry about it.
Well, the problem is I have mental health and it's just bad. So.
Oh, okay. So you need to have the good mental health issues.
I do. I need those.
It's like good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. Good mental health and bad mental health. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. That's the trick. It's a trick of the trade.
Aaron Riley just sent me a text and says, right, 100%. But I don't know what the right 100%
about
is
what?
For. Right.
Context, people. Context.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to just say, is this message meant for me? Hey, Ann, is this message meant for me? Ann, is this message meant for me?
Welcome to Old Guys Texting.
Oh, hey. Look, the guy who does my hair was teasing me about how long it takes me to type a message. He's like, oh my God. He goes, I can tell you're old by the way you're typing. And I said, first of all, fuck you. And second of all, I have a fat finger. My fingers are fat. My keyboard is like, my finger covers 4 letters. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not like these kids with these little dainty little fingers that can like type so fast. I don't know how they do it and not only that, because my finger covers 4 letters. If I'm not paying attention, proofing as I go along, I'm sending all kinds of fucking words that I never meant to send.
I do that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And I try not to. So.
Nope. I agree. I feel you. Have you tried downloading a bigger keyboard?
No, because my phone's the same size.
Well, you can download bigger keyboards.
Well, let me show you something.
Uh-oh. Crack the sky.
Yes. I'm opening for them.
I know, it's exciting stuff, man.
See this? This is a Bluetooth keyboard.
Uh-huh.
And I can use this when I want to type fast. Or a lot of long stuff. When I like if I'm working on a script or something, then I use the Bluetooth keyboard because it's bigger and I can it's not so cumbersome.
I get it.
And when I really want to type fast, like up to 26 words a minute, I use this keyboard.
You said 26 words a minute?
That's right. When I get at full speed, I'm clocking 26 words a minute, which is
slow.
Which is actually slower than I would ran because I actually ran. I think my top running speed, when you account for the afro and the baggy pants, was like 28 miles an hour. My top speed. I mean, because back when I was in school, we didn't have all the fancy gear that people have now. You know, we didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't know that how much wind resistance an afro, but just think of how fast we'd be if we didn't have afros back in the 70s, if we just were all bald headed running track, and if we,
it would have been, America would have,
go ahead.
America would have been undefeated.
Yeah. Like I said, we had like the baggy shirts. Now the shirts are like form fitting. We were like running with afros. We had like a parachute on our head, a parachute on our chest, and the shorts were so baggy. We had like parachutes on. We were running wind resistant machines. And
yeah.
And so when you calculated for that all that loss, I could run faster than Usain Bolt. And my top speed was faster than Usain Bolt's top speed. If you give him my equipment that I had in the 70s, that motherfucker would be running like 18 miles an hour. So that's
awesome.
So I'm glad to see you working on your mental health. No, I'm
trying, man. It's been bad. It's part of the reason why I had to stop doing stand-up was because I've been so bad with my mental health. Like I got on stage a few times and just didn't have the energy, didn't have the oomph, couldn't find the funny. It was just one of those things when you're up there, you're just like, I think I'm done.
I commend you for that. I really do. Seriously, I do, because I see a lot of young comedians. And when I say young, I mean inexperienced. They come up and they're just using comedy for therapy. They're just like venting, just like, I was at the DMV today. Man. And it's like, is there like a joke in there? Or are you just going to keep saying man? And
that's the thing. It's like, yeah, have I used stand-up for therapy in the past? Sure. But like you said, when they just get up there and they just dump their brain on the stage and it's not funny and it's sad. Like, I don't want to sit there and hear somebody for 5 minutes talk about how much they hate their life and want to kill themselves.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get up on stage and do that because that's exactly what it would have been. So I was like, I'm good. Yeah.
It's funny. Monday night, I was at an open mic on Monday night, and the Reverend hosted. And oh man, first of all, because the Reverend does not get a lot of followers. This is bizarre. The Reverend is two entities. The Reverend is more popular than I am, but has 1/3 the followers that I have.
Weird.
I know. As an entity, the Reverend is more popular, but gets has 1/3 the followers. And so when we did the open mic, the Reverend had a bunch of flyers printed up. It says like little church flyers. It says, good morning. I think it says good morning, brothers and sisters, something like that. And then it had QR codes, so you could scan for the YouTube, scan for Facebook, because those are two social media things that he has: YouTube and Facebook, and his email address in case you want to ask for prayers and blessings. Now usually this mic has like 7 comics and 8 or 9 audience members. The other night when the Reverend hosted, there was 14 comics and about 20 audience members.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot for a fucking open mic. And not only that, the place only seats like 20.
Ooh.
And so they were gathering chairs from like the other rooms from the bar and stuff to sit around, and then it was standing room only. And so for the Reverend, and he hands out all these flyers, so people can scan, and people are like cracking up. He's hosting, and they're like having a ball, they're laughing, and some are offended. Some people are offended by the Reverend and complained. Some people complained about the Reverend because
I can see that.
One woman, like between comics, somebody says something, and the Reverend has a paddle, and he pulls out, he walks in the audience, and he says to the woman, says, hold this for me. And she's like, no. He goes, no, it's okay, hold it for me. And she wouldn't touch the paddle, because he started off with the dildo, blessing people, dipping it in water, and just blessing people. And there were guys going, oh, he dipped that in water? And it's like, and they're like doing this, and they're like, oh my God, they're like freaking out because the dildo is, just blessing people with it. And it's just water. It's just water. And it was just watching people freak out when he like shake a dildo, and they're like, oh, come on.
That's awesome.
And he touched it to his head, and they're like going, come on, you're touching the dildo to your head. And it's like, it's just plastic. It's like, okay, now true, I could do this, and totally different than if I took a dildo and did that, even though they're both made of plastic. I am totally aware of that, so I would never do that. But the Reverend, like he was getting, he got a lot of laughs, 3 complaints, saying that he went too far. Like he offered to take dick pics with people, and so and everybody's like, so, and what the Reverend did, because you seen how he dresses with his little black jacket and stuff. So he's got his jacket on, and he says he's gonna be taking dick pics. Anybody want a dick pic? Just we're gonna line up over here and get on your knees. We're gonna take a dick pic. And so he opens up his jacket, and his camera is sticking out of his zipper. He opens up this is what's sticking out of his zipper. So it's like at his crotch. He opens his zipper, and there's the camera right there. And he says, so, he wants us to come get a dick pic. Come on, baby. I'm going to give you all 35 millimeters of this, baby. That kind of stuff. Like I said, they're having a ball. End of the night, he checked. I checked for him, his social media, 1 new follower.
Oh, geez.
I'll fucking eat. You know what I'm saying? This, we printed up QR codes. All they had to fucking do was take the QR code with their phone and and follow. That's it.
Yeah.
Man, it's so fucking simple. And like 40 people in the audience, 1 new follower. And then, and like I said, I can understand the 3 people who complained about him not following. But all the other ones that were laughing, and at the end of the show, shaking his hand, that was great, Reverend. That was fucking fantastic, Reverend. Not one fucking person followed him. He picked up 1 follower on YouTube, 0 on Facebook,
Jeez.
But GD Fenderson picked up 2 new followers on TikTok, and I wasn't even at the show. I wasn't even at the fucking show.
Jeez. Well, I'm not super shocked by the Reverend getting some complaints, but the Reverend's so funny, man. Hey, listen, I have to jump off. I have to jump off here a little early, but it was good seeing you, GD. And I love you guys. I miss you guys.
Well, we love you too, but I'm not gonna say we miss you because that's more time for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
No.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, take it easy. All right, that was Steven. Steven the sit down Ortiz, and now we know why he has not been doing that thing, the comedy thing. Let's see. Let's get caught up on some of the comments, starting backwards. Akenzoids gave some laughy laughs. I'm not sure from which part. Sunshine laughed. Heavy Kev. The Rev is saved and you are cursed. That's why. Oh, okay. Well, that explains the popularity why the Rev is more popular. There was more than double the people for that open mic than usual, and it's not because they were there to see the Reverend. That was just a coincidence. I don't even think half those people had ever over half those people had never encountered the Reverend, had never seen him do an open mic. And so because first of all, they kept calling him a priest. They kept saying, priests scare me. And so he had to keep telling him, I'm not a priest, I'm a minister. There's a difference, blah, blah, blah. And the other thing is the Reverend explained to them, he does not tell jokes. He does not tell jokes. He just says things and does things. He tried to get somebody to spank him. And that was where the complaint came in. That's why he got the complaint. He tried to get a woman to spank him on stage. And she says, no, I got to go. I have to go to work. She wasn't leaving to go to work then. She was afraid that somebody from work might see her spank the Reverend on the stage. I think that's the best I can figure. But she complained about the Reverend to the guy who runs the mic, a guy named Nick. And said people were there were people who were super squeamish when the Reverend opens up his blessing, says in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck yeah? On the show, on Sundays, the Reverend just drops a mic. And the reason why he drops the mic is he used to do the water thing. He used to dip a dildo in water and do that for the show on Sundays until he realized that he got the camera wet. And then the water got on the camera lens and there's this droplet of water there. And so to avoid that and getting water in the keyboard, he decided to just drop the mic. That's it. But he started off used to dip the dildo in the water and bless people like that. So when he does the live show, whenever he does a live show with real people, he doesn't drop the mic because obviously he's using the mic. He can't drop it. So he just dips the penis in water and baptizes people that way. The other thing that he does on a live show that he doesn't do on the Sunday show is communion. And that's using the Ready Whip container like it's a phallic and having people receive communion that way. But for the open mic, he didn't bring out any of the games. Like say there's just little short things between comedians and stuff. But it's just bizarre. And this is what's bizarre to me, the fact that with all of that work, all that effort, he got one new follower. And it's baffling. It is so baffling to me because, like I said, all they had to do was point at a QR code. And these are people who had fun, and came up and shook his hand after the show. And I'm baffled. I'm just baffled. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so confused by that. It doesn't get any easier. You're enjoying somebody. They have a QR code. You point your camera, and you say, "I will follow," and that's it. I don't get it. I really don't fucking get it. So that's it for Monday night. I don't have much else to talk about for Monday night, other than the fact that it was fun. It was exhausting. I don't even know how the Reverend got up the next day to do anything. Because if I had worked that hard hosting, I probably would have been exhausted, and I wouldn't been able to get up the next morning. So now, yesterday I had the pleasure of meeting two candidates in my neighborhood who are running for office. They were visiting all of the registered independents in my neighborhood, and it turns out there are like 60 something. I think they said 69 registered independents in our neighborhood. And so they were going to visit. They were visiting all of the registered independents, and we talked for, like I said, probably at least a half an hour. And the two candidates are Gail Wickless. She's running for Carroll County Sheriff. Her little thing at the top, they hand out flyers. Oh, sorry, you can't. Is that? Yeah. Right. See, now I can't see, but that's her, Gail Wickless, and she's running for county sheriff. Great lady. I mean, great sense of humor. I mean, both of these people, Aaron, there we go. Aaron Goldsmith and Gail Wickless, both great sense of humor. I mean, we're talking politics, but we're talking about politics in such a fun way. They have my vote. I'm voting for both of them. And it's now they're both running for offices that are nonpartisan, so they can't say like I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. So you're actually just listening to their ideas. You know, that's how it's supposed to work. And her little blurb at the top, it says integrity, community, and empathy, encouraging public involvement for a safer community. Okay. Now the funny thing is, anybody can write anything on these, and they're just like little buzzwords. You know, if you've ever paid attention to politicians, you know, a lot of them have they'll say things like freedom and safety, and it doesn't mean the same thing to you as it does to them. You know, so yeah, anybody can write integrity on their flyer. You know, the difference is when you engage with them, do they actually show integrity? Like I said, we talked for like a half an hour, and they actually gave me their phone numbers. I don't know if it's a burner phone, but it does work because I reached out to both of them, and they reached out to me in return. So the phones work. I don't know if they're burner phones that they use just for, you know, if I was running for office, I'd have a burner phone just for people to reach to me. I would not give out this phone number if I were running for office. I'd have a burner phone, and it would look like this, and I would say, here, call me on this number, 443, 118 1901. If you don't dial those numbers. I actually just took those numbers off of the counter and the clock right up there. If I couldn't do those same phone numbers because the clock and the counter has changed already, the only thing that was real was the area code 443. The rest of it I just took right off of there. That's why I was like 443-119-2307. So But I'd have a burner phone, and that's how they would reach me. So Gail is running for county sheriff, and her thing says, "Let me see here. I'm going to read it. I'm Gail Wickless, and I'm running for Carroll County Sheriff. I believe the citizens of Carroll County deserve a sheriff that listens to their problems and concerns and helps to find solutions to their problems and concerns. Throughout my career in the Baltimore County Police Department, I recognize the importance of treating people fairly. I am a firm believer that positive interactions leads to significant change." Now, she and I had a lot in common. Like, first of all, she was a police officer in Baltimore County. I still live in Baltimore County. Before we moved to Florida, and then from Florida to Westminster area, I lived in Baltimore County. And then she and I both have November birthdays. Like I said, I like her. I honestly believe that I could be friends with both of these people. Gail Wickless running for county sheriff, and Aaron Goldsmith, who's running for county commissioner of Carroll County District 1. Now, his little top blurb here says leadership, integrity, and accountability. Again, anybody can write that at the top. It's not until you start to engage with people and you get into the nitty-gritty of what they're saying that you find out not just what they're saying, but how they say it. And that's one of the things we talked about. We talked about how, okay, this is my word, not theirs, how fucking ignorant people can be when it comes to issues. That they didn't say that. They were very polite and very nice about it, but the sentiment was there. Like, for example, we have this thing called AI out here. It's all over the fucking country, all over the fucking country. And people saying, well, AI doesn't affect me. And it does. It really does. And it affects you on so many fucking levels. And then people don't realize how it affects you economically. That's the real thing. The physical cost. It's actually costing you money right now, and you don't even realize it. Our electric bill has gone up $100 a month. Over $100 a month, because of the consumption that the AI is drawing on the power grid, and that laws supply and demand. When demand is high, prices go up, and AI is demanding a lot of electricity, so the price for electricity is gone up. Like I said, in our case, it's over $100 a month, and we're not using more power. We can because we might believe me. My wife has like every electric bill since we've been in this house for the past 5 years. And she tracks the usage. She will say, we used so-and-so more last month than we did this month. The neighbors, because also compares you to the neighbors. The neighbors are doing this, we're doing that. Which I don't know if we can compare ourselves to like the neighbors, because like the neighbor to our left, they're a couple, in their 50s and 60s, whatever, but they had 7 kids, and their 7 kids are constantly coming in. Like right now, they have 2 of the 7 kids staying with them because one just graduated from college and is looking for a job, and the other one is between jobs and they're staying there. So, and then their friends come and go, so their electric bill is going to be higher than usual. The guy to the right, whose household size was similar to ours, it's just a couple here, a couple there. He's now single. He and his wife's divorced, and so he's by himself. I think he has a friend who just moved in with him who needed a place to stay, but not all the houses are comparable. But we haven't changed. It's still the 2 of us and a cat. And during the winter, we have a cat house that we plug in for the stray cats, so they have someplace warm to sleep if they want to sleep outside, which they do. They use that cat house religiously during the winter. During the summer, it's unoccupied. They'll sleep on the deck. They'll sleep on on my tractor mower. They'll sleep inside if they can. But when it's nice out, they don't even like to come inside. They'll come inside, they'll eat, and maybe use the litter box, and then go right back outside and sit on the deck or sit on my tractor mower or something like that, or a pile of hay I have out there that I was using to straw that I was using for the lawn, for the grass. They'll lay on that. But AI has caused electric power, has caused our electric bills to go up, and not just mine, it's everybody's. Yeah. And so a lot of local places say, well, what can we do to legislate this? The simplest thing you can do, it is so simple. Right now, loosen up the restrictions on solar and wind energy. It is a pain in the ass. I have to jump through so many hoops to get solar at my house. I don't have it. We were this close to signing a contract, and then we read the fine print. I read the fine print. My wife read the finer print, and she goes, "Look at this. We will be fucked if we sign this contract." And that was, holy shit. Damn. And it comes off sounding really cool, like, yeah, you won't pay a dime, and you don't, if you make enough money that they take enough of your taxes out. Basically, it's costing you, it's like $3,000 a year that they wind up costing you, and they will take that out of your taxes, so that if you get a refund, let's say you get a refund of $5,000 a year, pretty reliably. Well, then instead of getting 5,000, you're going to get 2,000. So it doesn't affect the way you live, so to speak. Your cost of, you're not taking money out of pocket. It's coming out of taxes. My wife and I do not get $5,000 back in taxes, ever. As a matter of fact, sometimes we have to pay. Like, I think we got refund from the state, and we had to pay for the federal. We're basically like $200 out of pocket, which means my wife and I will be paying $2,000 a month. I mean, $2,000 a year for solar panels. So it's not free for us. And since there's only two of us in a house, our electric bill, it would go down to, well, now it would go down to, we'd probably save $300 a month now. But before, our electric bill was like $150 a month. I was actually spending more on that at food at open mics. I would go to like an open mic a week, and I spend $20 to $30 every week at one of the open mics for food and drink. So I was spending more at open mics than I was on an electric bill. So that's one of the first things they could do, is they could just make it easier for us to get solar and wind and alternative energies, alternative energy. And that way we could be off the grid. And that's the first thing they could do. So that the impact that AI would have on us would be minimal in that regard. And that's instantaneous. Okay, that's all it takes is, legislate for them to just say, these are the rules on the book preventing people from getting solar. Let's cancel them for a year, 6 months even, just to see how it's going to work. And that's instantaneous. They do that. My wife and I can start looking at solar and wind and say, okay, we'll put that, we can do this now. And takes us off the grid, takes the strain off the grid. There's not as many, takes out the possibilities of brownouts because less people are on the grid. The cost goes down. And that's just one issue. That's, like I said, that's just AI. That's just my thing with AI, plain and simple. The other thing that we talked about, and this is one of the things I was going to run on if I ever ran for Congress again, the way property taxes work. My wife and I, we paid one price for this house 5 years ago, and that's what our taxes were based on. 5 years later, the house is worth $100,000 more. Well, that's great, but we're not selling it. But we're paying the taxes as if the house, we're paying the new higher rate on taxes for an extra $100,000, and that's a scam, because you could tell me my house is worth $1 million, but if I don't sell it, I'm not getting $1 million for it. So why should I be paying the taxes on $1 million? Especially since I don't have control over the neighborhood. I don't control who's selling the house and for what money. Why would I be why should I be penalized for all of that shit? If my neighbor with a similar house can get $500,000 for his home, why should I have to pay more taxes? I didn't sell my house. He sold his house. I didn't put in another room. He put in another room. I didn't add a pool. He added a pool. I didn't do a fucking thing to increase the value of my home. I don't have more land. As a matter of fact, technically, I have less land because the dirt keeps running off every time it rains. I have a hill. I have less land than I did before. I got more tree roots than I have land. Every time it rains, I get a new fucking tree roots, getting on my nerves. God. But the point is that our property taxes have gone up significantly, and we're not selling the house. So that is my platform would be, yeah, if you buy a house and let's say your house is, I don't know, let's say $300,000. I'm just going to make up a price that isn't mine. $300,000, and that's what you're paying taxes on. That's it. And you don't pay more or less until you go to sell your house. And then you pay the taxes if it's $300,000 now and you're selling it for $500,000. Then you pay the taxes on that $500,000, not more, not before then. That's it. And if you're retired, you get a break. That's it, because you're on a fixed income. Your taxes should never go. If you get retired people on a fixed income and the property taxes keep going up and up and up, but their fixed income isn't going up in relation to that, they're going to be forced into either selling their home, doing a reverse mortgage, or some bullshit. The home that they've had for so many years, now because they're retired and the property taxes keep going up probably faster than the rate of inflation, they're going to be penalized for living and growing old and living in the same house, but wanting to stay in the same neighborhood. That's bullshit. So yeah, we talked about that. Now that's not something that's in their purview, but there is another guy who's running in District 3, and that is actually on this platform. And I'm going to talk with him and maybe try to get him on the show as well. What is a burner phone? A burner phone is a cell phone that is off the grid. So they can't track you. If you use it, I'm gonna look up the technical definition of a burner phone so I can give it to you straight. Because say burner phone, right? Now we're gonna say a burner phone. Now, a burner phone is a prepaid temporary mobile device used to maintain privacy and anonymity. Anonymity, right. A burner phone is a prepaid temporary mobile device used to maintain privacy and anonymity, often discarded after short-term use. Okay. I hope that answered the question. And the term comes from the practice of burning the phone or discarding it once it is no longer needed or if the number is compromised. These phones are usually basic featured phones on budget smartphones. Designed primarily for calling and texting, though some may support limited web browsing. So that's it. It's just so that people, next thing, you can have a phone for a short period of time. You can make phone calls, you can text, and when you no longer need it, it's not a contract. It's not a long-term contract. It's like this phone here, my wife and I, at least when we first got the phones, we had like years of a contract. Now we don't have a contract, but our rates haven't gone up. That's something with Verizon. And we haven't changed. I think we pay a little bit more for Verizon. We might pay for someone else, but we have truly, we have unlimited, real unlimited internet, truly unlimited. Before we had unlimited, and after you hit a certain level, 50 gigs a month, then it slowed down to from 5G to 3G or something. I mean really fucking slowed down. So if we watched a bunch of movies, next thing you know, we're trying to watch another movie, and then the movie stops, and we get the circle and it buffers. This is really unlimited. I mean, we can watch 1,000 movies a week, and we would never run out of internet. And not only that, and this is the beautiful thing that I really love, when I do my shows on the road and I stream them with or Plausible, as I'm saying streaming, it's not streaming, but when I make them available on Plausible, before I used to have unreliable service, so I'd have problems with the internet. This is during the testing phases. When I was testing it and wasn't charging people money, I would go to an open mic and stream the open mic, and the video would be great, but the audio wouldn't. And so I got a hotspot, a traveling Wi-Fi hotspot, so that wherever I go, I can take this Wi-Fi hotspot and use it, and it's 5G. So when I was in California and doing the show from there, I had the hotspot, 5G, reliable service. Michigan, reliable service. Pennsylvania, didn't matter where I go, I had reliable internet service. I didn't have to rely on the club. I didn't have to rely on any of the venues. I had my own internet service, and it works perfectly. So that's also part of my package in Verizon. They threw that in. I think they didn't throw it in. I don't know what, I'm going to just make up a number. Let's just say our Verizon packages, I'm just going to make up a number so we have something to understand. Let's say it was $300 a month. I know it's not that much, but I'm just saying. When I went in and to find out about if there's such thing as a mobile hotspot, blah, blah, blah. And they said, oh yeah, sure. Oh, I'm sorry. I went into service. I had a hotspot, and it was giving me problems. Turns out it just needed to be reset. And I couldn't find the reset button. It was so small and so hidden. So I go in, and I told them what I was doing, and I told them I'm a comedian, what I'm doing, and they said, whoa, we have this new device. If you'll try it in your home, it's unlimited, try it and let us know about it. And so I got this device here. It's huge, but they gave me truly unlimited internet. And then they turned the hotspot that I did have into a 40 gig a month hotspot. And it's like, let's say it's $40 a month. They charged me $40 a month, but my bill didn't go up because they took the $40 off of something else. So even though my wife says, well, we're paying for that hotspot. Yes, we are, but we're not paying more for the bill. Because I keep saying that hotspot's free. And my wife goes, no, it's not. And technically, she's right. We're paying for it, but they took the money from something else. So it's a net zero gain or loss. And so, but that's why we're staying with Verizon. We couldn't get the same deal that we have with Verizon anywhere else. It would cost us it would cost us way more. I mean, we see these things on television, like $15 a month, $15 a month. That's Ryan Reynolds Mint. Yeah, the basic is $15 a month. You start adding bells and whistles, and you're $15 a month. Before you know it, you're paying $200-$300 a month. That's how they'll get all the things built. All these prices they're stripped down basic prices. Like, oh, you get 10 gigs a month of, unlimited 10 gigs, unlimited. So after 10 gigs, we slow it down to 3G, from 5G to 3G. So that's that. That's all I got to say about that. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but in the news, RFK Jr. has RFK Jr. clears the path for minors to use tanning beds. Okay. Before that, you couldn't be like, it's like tattoos. You couldn't be a minor and get a tattoo. There are health concerns with tanning beds, skin cancer and stuff like that. And so minors were not allowed to use tanning beds. As a general rule of thumb, I guess if you have a tanning bed at home and you have a kid, but commercial, like if I had a tanning bed spa, if I had a spa, a minor couldn't use the tanning bed. He's saying, oh, it's okay. This is the same guy that says, oh, but children shouldn't be forced to take shouldn't be vaccinated and stuff like this. He's like, not only do we want you to get polio, or do we think it's okay to get polio or the measles because of herd immunity, we also want to give you skin cancer. He's not saying that per se. He's saying it's okay if you get measles. It's okay if you get polio. It's okay if you get skin cancer. It's not the government's job to prevent it. So I guess if you're for kids getting skin cancer, and I'm not saying every kid that gets to a tanning bed gets skin cancer, but come on. Children are not responsible beings. Okay? Children are, I don't care how great your child is. I don't care. Your child, if they're a child, they're not responsible. When I was younger, I was a latchkey kid. My mother, all of us, we were latchkey kids. I was 6 years old. I had my own key to the house. So when I got home from school, if nobody was home, I could let myself in the house. And my mother said, and no company in the house, no company. And what that meant to me was no company, until one of my friends said, no, what that means is they don't want to know that you had company. You can have company. We'll just clean up after ourselves. Kids don't clean up like adults do. I had friends over, and we had these, I don't know if you remember, if you guys had this. We had little guns that shot little stickers, and it would stick to glass or any smooth surface. Before Nerf bullets, we had these little things, and so we would watch war movies or westerns on television, and so like we would play like cowboys and Indians, okay, and so they'd be the cowboy, I'd be the Indian, whatever. And so with my gun, I would shoot the cowboys when I saw them on the screen, and you get, if I'd, bam, and it would stick. And they would try to shoot the Indians when it was on screen. Okay. And then we clean up the house, vacuum, and we would never clean off and then first we didn't clean off the little round circles on the TV. So next time when my mother goes to watch it, actually when she turns the television off and it's all gray, she sees all these little round dots all over the screen. My mother goes, "What the fuck is that on the television?" And I told her, because I didn't lie. I said I had people over, and we were playing Cowboys and Indians, and we were shooting at the screen, and my mother had a fucking fit. And I think she was disappointed, because had she'd asked my brothers and sisters what had happened, they would have lied. And I think she was disappointed that I didn't know how to lie. Even though that was the prime directive. My mother would say, "Do not lie to me, because when you lie to me, you are doing two things. First of all, you're telling me that I'm not worthy of the truth. I don't deserve to know the truth. And who are you to decide what I am worthy of and what I deserve?" And then she says, "And then it also means you think I'm stupid. You think I'm too stupid to figure out what the truth is. So I'm just going to let the lie just go unchallenged. And so you're insulting me and you're trying to determine my worth. So do not lie to me." So I didn't lie to my mother. My brothers and my sisters did. Because they were like, "You're right, Mom. We don't think you're smart enough to figure out the truth. And you're right. We don't think you deserve the truth. We agree. So because they lied, and my father lied, my mother lied, everybody lied in the family. We weren't supposed to lie. That was the rule, but they all lied. I didn't lie because now I think it's a birth defect. I think that's why I don't lie. I think it's in my brain. When things don't jive up in my brain and I have to keep track of a lie, it drives me crazy. So I just said, blurt out the truth, or don't say anything at all, but don't lie. Either tell the truth or don't say anything. Don't lie. Which is, and I told my wife many times, I do not have any secrets from her. I just have shit I do not tell her. That's it. And she doesn't understand until she finds out some of the things I don't tell her. And then she goes, oh. And then she gives me a lecture. And I said, and that's why I didn't tell you. Not that I was ashamed. I just didn't want to hear a lecture. That's it. Plain and simple. So let me see what did I cover? Oh, there's one thing I'm saving that for last though, because Matt gave me, I can't play my own music on the show anymore. Because the last time they gave us copyright strikes, I played my own music. Now, true, I was doing my music and the music from Sparks, and they gave us 2 copyright strikes. And so I can't play my, because even though I own the rights to my music, this isn't my show. This is Matt's show. And also because it's on YouTube, it's something really stupid and really funky about that. But when I play my music on this show, I get in trouble with YouTube and copyright strikes. And Matt can't have another copyright strike. If he gets one more copyright strike, the show is off the air. Well, at least it's off of YouTube anyway. So I can't play my own music. And I definitely can't do any song parodies. Definitely can't do any song parodies, because that is so 50-50, whether or not they even, that copyright strike may take 3 years to hit. It's like, wait a minute. So, but what I can do is I can read the lyrics to a song parody and tell you what the song is and read it, and then kind of like where it fits in. And I can and I have I have two new song parodies. I haven't performed yet. I just finished writing them, and I'm working on a third one. But I'm gonna read the lyrics to you here as a test, and also because I have nothing else to talk about without going too deep into politics and into the news and stuff, and without knowing what would keep you entertained. I mean, I could go to the news. I could say let's see, Trump-backed candidates win majority of Republican primary races for Indiana, which is really sad because Indiana did not redistrict. The Republican-controlled Indiana House and Senate. When Trump said, "I want you to redistrict," they said, "Fuck off. We don't do what you tell us to. We do what our constituents tell us to. We are not doing it." Well, most of those people lost their challenge in the Republican primaries. And so the ones that Trump backed, they're definitely going to want to redistrict in Indiana. And I don't know how the balance of power is going to shift in Indiana as a result. But sorry, burpees. I apologize. I don't know how it's going to change the balance of power. And also, it doesn't mean that they're going to win the generals. They could. They're likely because, again, it's Indiana. Indiana is is damn near a red state. It's not purple. It's, and it's gerrymandered enough already that the Democrats don't have any chance of ever getting power there. But if the people are pissed off enough, at Trump and the way things are going, they very well could elect enough of the Democrats candidates so that Indiana will not redistrict, and they will keep true to their word that they will not redistrict. But with everything that's gone crazy in the Supreme Court, like the voting rights are being trashed. I mean, voting rights are in the toilet. They're all but in the toilet. Voting rights we're fucked in that regard. So we have to vote in outrageous numbers. If you are serious about protecting the democracy and voting rights, you have to register, you have to vote. Do it as early as you possibly can. Get your shit together. Don't be surprised when they at the polls says, well, you need an ID. I don't have an ID. Or you want to register. You need this ID. I don't have this ID. Find out what you need, get it. Because this is serious. If you're not paying attention, first of all, shame on you. And if you are paying attention, don't just pay attention. Act, do something. Now, I don't know if I'm going to keep this going till 11:30, but let me get some water. Here. I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to do. This song parody is based on a song by the Go-Go's. And it's called Our Lips Are Sealed. That's what the actual song is. Our Lips Are Sealed. And you probably know it's like dun 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 dun, you know. All right. So the lyrics go like this. When I see them, I think I'm a bust. Sexy thighs, I can't deny. I can feel them, getting to them. Yes, I'm for real. Oh, baby, what's the deal? It doesn't matter what I say. She won't fuck me anyway. Hey, hey, hey. Her lips are sealed. I feel stepped on and abused. I've been a mess ever since. I still want them, getting to them. I whisper into her ear. She acts like she can't hear. It doesn't matter what I say. She won't fuck me anyway. Hey, hey, hey. Her lips are sealed. It doesn't matter what I say. She won't fuck me anyway. Hey, hey, hey. Her lips are sealed. Then this is the bridge. I'm so horny I could die. I'm so moist and she's still dry. When I see them, I think I'm a bust. Sexy thighs. I can't deny. Can I feel them? Getting to them. Yes, I'm for real. Oh, baby, what's the deal? It doesn't matter what I say. She won't fuck me anyway. Hey, hey, hey. Her lips are sealed. It doesn't matter what I say. She's not fucking anyway. Hey, hey, hey. Her lips are sealed. Her lips are sealed. Her lips are sealed. So there. No reaction. No reaction from the peanut gallery. So, but I'm trying to fill time. So we'll see what happens. I wrote that because to be honest, I like to write song parodies. I don't know if I can help myself. I hear songs, I hear a title, and then something triggers my brain, and I'll go, huh, okay, I can do that. I can write that. And now when I first thought about it, before I wrote it, it was just a concept. And I was talking to my buddy of mine, and I said, you know that Go-Go song, Our Lips Were Sealed? Okay. I was talking to my keyboard player, well, my former keyboard player, because I think I know the bass player and I, as a duet, covered Our Lips Are Sealed, but we covered a version by a band called Fun Boy 3. If I remember correctly, Jane Weedland and I can't remember, but there was a member of Fun Boy 3. They were dating at the time. Excuse me. Jane Wheeler from the Go-Go's was dating somebody from Fun Boy 3. And at the time, there were rumors flying around what was going on with them. And so that's what inspired them to write Our Lips Are Sealed. And they wrote it together. And so Fun Boy 3 did a version that was kind of like a ska version. Was it ska? I'm trying to think of it. It wasn't really ska. But Fun Boy 3, I think Fun Boy 3 were members that used to be the Specials. And if I'm messing this up, somebody can correct me. So Fun Boy 3 are 3 members that belong to the Specials. And the Specials were a ska band. I used to listen to the Specials a lot. I really liked them. I like Fun Boy 3 too as well. And they did their version of Our Lips Are Sealed, and the Go-Go's did their version of Our Lips Are Sealed. 2 totally different versions. But both of them, in my mind, both of them are good. And so I was talking to my friend Doug, and I said, I'm going to do a parody of Our Lips Are Sealed. And I told him the premise, and I said, it's called Her Lips Are Sealed. And he bust out laughing. And I went, okay, I'm going to do this. Because Doug doesn't bust out laughing for a lot of stuff I say to him. Just so you know, my friend Doug and I have been friends since I was like 18 years old. And he's used to me saying shit. So it's not like he's almost immune to my humor or my constant barrage of attempts at humor. You know, the constant when he and I together, it's like a constant barrage, and his ears get tired of the witticisms. Most of my friends, when we're having drinks, it's like, stop it. Okay, I can't. No, is everything a joke? Is everything doesn't have to be funny. If we're not talking politics, then there's always some kind of joke or something. And so most of my friends are immune to stuff, and they'll actually stop once in a while and go, wait a second. Okay, that was way more funny than the other. The other stuff is, if I'm being humorous or witty, my friends don't notice, because it's like nothing. It's like if I was on stage saying some of the same things to my friends, people would be laughing. But because this does not make my friends laugh when I say these things. When I'm with my friends, I have to be here for them to laugh at me. So because they're used to it, they're immune to me. And so if I get a hard laugh out of one of my friends, I know that particular thing is funnier than the normal stuff I say. So when I said Her Lips Are Sealed and he bust out laughing, I said, okay, I'm going to do that parody. And so those are the lyrics. I can't do the music here because I'll get a copyright strike and the show will be off the air. And some of you be going, yay, yay. The other parody that I wrote, and let me see. I'm still working on the lyrics, I think. Yeah, but I'm pretty close to finish. There's a song called What's Going On by 4 Non-Blondes, and it's like, that song. So I did a parody of that. Well, I've written the lyrics for a parody of that. And it goes like this. After 25 years, I think I will try new stuff and be more sexual and use more imagination. The old positions that I thought were good are tired and boring, and I think she should demand more excitement from me. And now I try too hard when I and now I try too hard when I get her to bed. I can't figure it out. It's all in my head, but I still think of what I can do to her. Without any warning, I get a cramp in my thigh, a sharp pain in my chest, and an ache in my side, and I scream from the top of my lungs, it's gone all wrong. And I said, hey, 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 hey. I said, hey, it's gone all wrong. I said, hey, 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 ladies. I said, hey, it's gone all wrong. Ooh, 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 ooh. I said, why? Oh my God, did I try? I'm way past my prime for this kind of nuisance, and I ache. Oh my God, do I ache? I think my groin must be sprained, a penile contusion. And now I try too hard when I get her to bed. I can't figure it out. It's all in my head, but I still think, what can I do to her? Without any warning, I get a cramp in my thigh, a sharp pain in my chest, and an ache in my side, and I scream from the top of my lungs, it's gone all wrong. And I said, hey, 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 hey. I said, hey, it's gone all wrong. I said, hey, 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 hey. I said, hey, it's gone all wrong. And I said, hey, 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 hey. I said, hey, it's gone all wrong. I said, hey, 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 hey. I said, hey, it's gone all wrong. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. After 25 years, I lost my will, try new stuff, and be more sexual. I still can in my imagination. There. So those are the two. Those are the two new parodies I haven't performed yet. I'm going to try them for the first time on the 18th at an open mic. I'm going to play both of those. And I'm working on another one. There's a Bob Marley song called No Woman, No Cry. I love that song. I used to cover it back in the 80s. As a matter of fact, that's probably the first compliment I ever got as a singer in the band. That the people, that I guess in my neighborhood there were a lot of bands that covered it, but I was like the only one with a black singer that covered it. These are all white kids in my neighborhood, in the area that were covering No Woman No Cry. And I think because they saw the brown skin and the Jamaican accent, because I grew up with some Jamaican friends. I guess I sound a little bit more authentic, and so I got like a lot of those are the first compliments I ever got for my singing in the band, was covering this song, No Woman No Cry. Now I don't have all the lyrics. Matter of fact, I don't have most of the lyrics. I just have the premise. And the premise is about superstitions. And it said, no omen, no sign. And I started researching. That's what it is. I'm researching omens and superstitions and stuff like that. Because I'm trying to, I don't know if you guys noticed this. I try to keep the same rhyme scheme that they had in the original. Ooh, I just missed something. I apologize. I'm going to interrupt this I try to keep the same rhyme scheme that they have in their songs, so that it sounds very, 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 very similar. I think good parodies do that. So I'm researching to look for a lot of words so I can maintain the original rhyme scheme. And I skipped past the top of the hour, but I'm going to replay the news that we started with at 9 o'clock. Headlines and punchlines with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll.
This is the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Wednesday, May 6, 2026, the 471st day of the Sex Offender Administration. Donald Trump said late Tuesday that he was pausing the day-old Operation Freedom, the military's new operation to clear a transit path through the Strait of Hormuz for commercial vessels. He is continuing with the non-war war extended excursion into operation by Hasbro, You Sunk My Battleship, Iran Edition. A Texas jury sentenced a former FedEx driver, Tanner Lynn Horner, to death for kidnapping and killing a 7-year-old girl after delivering what would have been her Christmas gift. Defense attorneys called expert witnesses along with Horner's family and former teachers in hopes of persuading the jury to sentence him to life in prison. The witnesses testified about Horner's turbulent childhood, his autism diagnosis, and his exposure to toxic amounts of lead. He should have been exposed to one more piece of lead. A Federal Aviation Administration employee, Jean Delachie, 35, from New Hampshire, is facing charges for allegedly making threats to kill Donald Trump. Delachie allegedly conducted various internet searches on his government work computer, including how to get a gun into a federal facility and the percentage of the population that wants to kill Trump. My guess is between 86 and 47%. A shooting in Carrollton, Texas, a suburb north of Dallas, left at least 2 people dead and 3 people hospitalized, according to local authorities. The suspect is Sung Ho Han, 69, and the exact motive is unclear, but the victims and the suspect were meeting each other for a, quote, business purpose, close quote. That business is none your damn. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for Wednesday, May 6, 2026, the 471st day of the Sex Offender Administration. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on MindDog TV.
All right. Headlines and punchlines by Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. You can catch him live here on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And he does a 1-hour show live. Totally different from what he does open mics, and totally different from the shows that he does, the Blessings and Blasphemy. I don't know how he does it. I honestly don't know how he does it. He's just got too much shit going on in his head. Now, I don't know what his sermon's going to be on this week. We hadn't discussed it. I have no idea. I know some of his options. I'm thinking. I'm not sure. I think he's going to talk about. There's a song called "You Got the Love," by Candy Staton, Staton, Staton. I think that's what it is. Or it's going to be a song by the Fray. I think it's called "You Found Me." I'm not sure because we haven't looked at the lyrics yet. He thought about a police song, but I think he's already done a police song. I'm not sure which one it was. Oh yeah, the one about the Constitution and no political solution, right? Whatever that song. I cannot remember what that song is. Let me see. There is no political solution to our troubled evolution. We have no faith in Constitution. Oh, Spirits in the Material World. Okay, that's it. I could not remember what that song was. So because he's already done a police song, he probably won't do the police thing. So it'll probably be Candy Staton or whatever the other one was. Like I said, once we look at the lyrics, find out what he's going to do. But as soon as he knows, we'll post it. I honestly, I don't have anything else to talk about. I'm glad that Stephen was here. Otherwise, I'd have run out of stuff sooner. It was good to see him. I did not know that he was taking a hiatus from comedy. He's mainly doing the podcast stuff. And it's weird that podcasting is a thing. I still, in a way, I don't get it. It's funny. If I weren't doing this, I'd be doing yard work. except for the day. It's raining this morning, and I did not know it was going to rain. Yesterday I had to cut my grass yesterday, and I was trying to do it before. I was trying to do it yesterday. I thought it was going to rain on Thursday. I didn't think it was going to rain today. And I got almost all of my grass done except for like 45 minutes. And I stopped doing my grass because it was time to feed the cats. And the stray cats won't come up near the house while the tractor mower is running. And so I didn't want them to be like hungry in the woods and know that the food is at the house, but they're afraid to go to it because the lawnmower is running. Now the cat that I had, the one that we had put down, he understood the whole lawnmower concept, and as a matter of fact, he would watch the lawnmower. And if I drove by something worth hunting, like it would chase up grasshoppers, he'd come out, grab that grasshopper, eat it, kill it and eat it, and then go back into the woods and watch the tractor mower. And when something else came up worth hunting, he'd pop out, grab it, and go back into the woods. These cats don't do that. They don't come back until the lawnmower is put away. So at 2:30, I still had like 45 minutes or so of the grass to cut. But I stopped, fed the cats. By the time that was done, it was like 3 o'clock. And I had to take, because my cat had the indoor cat had thrown up on the sheets, on the comforter, on the blanket. I was doing laundry. And so I could do like the comforter, but I had to wash the comforter by itself. And then because the comforter never dries completely in the dryer, I had to hang the comforter up to dry. And then I did the blanket, and I had to wash that separate. And so when I got out the dryer, in other words, I got distracted. Instead of going back out into the yard to finish cutting the grass, I made the beds because the blanket was dry, the comforter was dry. I made the beds, and it got to around that time in the afternoon when the cat goes, she wants somebody to lay with her and watch television. And if she doesn't get someone to lay with her and watch television, she starts to chew her back. And my wife's main directive is that, like I said, my wife's main thing is, do not let my cat suffer. Her cat. When I say my cat, I mean her cat. Do not let the cat suffer. So whatever I'm doing, literally, the only thing that I do not stop doing is if I'm doing something live on the streaming or something, if I'm doing something or a meeting, I don't stop for the cat. But the cat doesn't come in here usually if I'm talking. She knows I'm busy. But there's sometimes, like there's some people who actually can talk way more than I do. And when they're talking, I don't. And my cat thinks, oh, he's just sitting at his desk writing. He's just writing. He can stop writing to pet me. And so in that case, then I'll stop. But she's not going to bother me right now. If she bothers me right now, it's something's really disturbing to her. But it got to that time, so I had to stop. Basically, I did not finish mowing the grass yesterday. And so my wife and I talked about it, and she said, well, you can do it tomorrow. Neither one of us knew it was supposed to rain today. And my grass grows fast. It is 12 inches that's what I'm cutting off. That's not what's left. My blade, I don't know, my blade setting is like 3 or something. So my grass is like this long by the time I'm finished cutting. But what's sticking up out of the ground right now is like 12 inches. That grass grows so freaking fast. It's just been 10 days. So it's growing my grass grows more than an inch a day in many spots of my yard. And so I have to, I'm listening to see if it's still raining. I think it's still raining. It's supposed to have stopped. It's supposed to stop for a couple of hours today and then rain again. The problem is the grass is so long and there won't be any sunshine. So the grass won't dry, so I won't be able to cut it. I can cut it, But when it's that long, it just lays down, and then you have to cut it again and again. And so I might as well just wait. I just have the grass be like a foot long, 18 inches by the time I cut it now. Hopefully I can cut it on Friday. Now, yeah, today after the show, I have another Zoom thing. I have a Zoom meeting with Alan Katz. Alan Katz is my partner in crime in our podcast. We had put it on hiatus for a little bit, and we're resuming making recordings today. And we're doing that. Yeah, after the show, I'm going to do that. But I think that's it. I'm still confused as to, and I honestly, I don't. I'm torn between being confused and angry, only because I don't know how much easier we could have made it for that group of people at the open mic. And to let you know how hard the Reverend worked, he sweated through his collar. He had to throw his collar away at the end of this. At the end of the open mic, his collar was falling apart. It was just barely hanging on. And usually he can do one collar and do usually the weekly show, he can do one collar and have it last for months before he has to replace it. But the open mic, he was working so hard and sweating so hard that he just destroyed his collar. So that's how, and I think that's what's more disturbing than anything else. How much fucking work he put into it for an open mic, not even for a real show. So I just realized that the Reverend was out of collars because he just sweat through those mothers on Monday. So I'm making some more collars for him while we're talking. You're saying, how do you make a collar? It's no secret. They're business cards. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I could do look. See? There. Now, I'm a Reverend. See? That's it. A folded business card. That's it. Yeah. Now you too can be a Reverend. There. You too can be a Reverend. Just get a business card, fold it in half, and stick it in your collar. There. You can be a Reverend. That's simple. Except for, in his case, he actually did go to school and study. So, yeah. You too can be a Reverend if you go to school for 4.5 years and study. But that's it. Is there anything out there that I didn't cover that you want to talk about? Just let me know. In the next couple of minutes, I'm not married to anything. Like I said, I did talk about these two people, and I'm going to try to get one of them on the show. If I can, I'll let Matt know to see if they want to talk about either their campaign or the issues. I will find out if they want to be on. I'll send them. If they want to be on, I'll send them links and do the bucket and stuff. Let Matt know. And if that's the case, I honestly don't know if it's going to help their campaign because this is such a local election, but it will help bring forward issues that belong to everybody. And maybe, and here's the thing, we can make good shorts that I can put on my page, which is, a lot of my people in my thing may see it locally. And I could also put it on Nextdoor, which is local. Yes, I could do the shorts, put it on Nextdoor, which will be local. Yeah. Really local, like to their neighborhood, to the very people that they're trying to reach to get them to vote for them. So that's what I'll do. Yeah, I will do that. I'll reach out to them and find out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's cool. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Yes. So thank you for listening. Now work that out. I know what to say to them. Just how to get them on the show. Because I tried to get other people. I tried to get somebody from the ACLU on the show. I tried to get Mark Elias on the show. He does Democracy Docket. A lot of lawsuits. He's like over 100 and something lawsuits he's involved in, I think, right now, involving voting rights and stuff like that. Tried to get someone from his organization on. They didn't respond. So what the hell? I'm going to be talking to Brian Smith, road manager for Crack the Sky, so I can get the details about what they need from me on the 24th. I'm excited about this. I'm excited and nervous as all get up. But and my wife won't be in town for that. She's going to miss it. She's leaving to go to Canada on the 21st, and she won't be back until the 31st. So she's not going to see that. So a friend of mine, tentatively, as of right now, a friend of mine named Erica Klempt Ginsburg will be there with me there. Now she actually lives in Florida, but she's got a thing in DC, New York, and then DC. The company that she is the CEO of, or CFO, Gizmo Power. They provide solar power for residential and commercial facilities. Affordable, portable solar power. It's not like attached to your roof. It literally is mobile. So you could actually put it in your driveway, put the panels up, and use it. And then literally, if you wanted to not drive it because it's on wheels, you could like put it on a trailer and drive it to another location and use it there, like a campground or something. Then break it down, So it's portable solar power. That's her company. So she has a thing in New York and a thing in DC. And so she will be staying with us for a few days between DC and New York. And while she's staying with us, I'm saying yes, even though, my wife will be out of town and she'll be staying with us, but we have plenty of room. It's not like we're going to be sharing a room or something. We have a guest room that she can stay there. My wife is concerned is that the cat does not like strangers in the house, but we've dealt that before when we have, like I said, the in-laws, her sister or her mom come down. The cat hides until the middle of the night and then she sneaks out. And that was when we was keeping the cat's food in the dining room. Now we have the cat's food in the bedroom because the cat does not like to leave the bedroom. So the only thing that's not in the bedroom is the litter box. She has to get some exercise, but she has water and food and television in our bedroom. So that's what she stays most of the time. So my friend Erica will be coming because I need someone who's going to record. Who's going to record me then? I've never done anything like this for this many people. I mean, I've performed, I have opened for bands. I've done comedy and opened for bands. But the last time I did that, I did like an hour and then the band came out. I was the opening act. This is different. They have a band that's opening for them. I'm mainly like filler between the two bands and introducing Crack the Sky. And I've introduced bands before because I've put on concerts where I was the MC. I was not the musical talent. I got a bunch of local bands together and we performed. Really good. It was a good show. It was a lot of fucking work. Oh my God, a lot of work. But, I did. Again, I wasn't a comedian back then. I had a radio station. This was in the 90s. I had a radio station called Click Here, CliqueHear.com, clickhere.com. And I used to do just local. All it was local artists, local artists, and I probably had at the time I used to boast having the largest collection of unsigned local artists CDs of music, and I probably did because that's all I did was collect music from bands that were unsigned and literally from all over the country. I could say around the world because there were two that were from like Africa, but it's not all over the world. You got two artists from Africa. It's not, but yeah, if you want to be technical, it's like, yeah, international. I collected music internationally, but most of the bands were, unsigned artists in the US, Maryland, Iowa, Florida. I can't even remember all the places now. Most of them from the Maryland area because I used to like to interview them or try to interview, go out and see them and talk to them, so that when I would play their music, I could talk about their music and stuff like that, talk about the band. So this isn't new to me. Like I said, I've emceed, I've introduced bands, but this is a big deal to me because it's my backyard. This is like literally when I'm on that stage, if I say, Elsie, get off the couch, she could hear me. My cat would hear me because we're there. It's only like 2 miles as the crow flies. It's like 6 miles to drive there. But if you cut across all the fields, it's about 2 miles, I think. Thank you, Ann, for stopping in and listening to me rant for a bit. I didn't even realize it was that late. Thank you. You have a good day, Ann. It's 11:26. So I see. So first of all, thank you guys for listening and hanging out. Matt will be back tomorrow with not a clean bill of health, but some parts of him will be clean. I'm sure he will have bathed by then. I want to play my own music to go out, but I can't. So I'm going to play Matt's music, which is fine. It's fine. But, I feel like, honestly, that my treat, it's like my treat should be I should be able to play my own music, at the end of, all this hard work I just did. So I can't. But if you want to go to my YouTube page and check out, I think, what is it called? I have different playlists on my YouTube channel. I think I have 12 different playlists on my YouTube channel. Let's see. Honestly, I do. I have a lot of playlists, but they're all, they're labeled, documenting my funny, looking for God in all the wrong places. Done way past funny. Okay, it's called Volatile. That playlist is called Volatile Cocktail, and there's only like 4 or 5 songs in there. I think 4, and the reason why is because I was trying to do them in order, and I got to the point where one of the songs was written by the keyboard player, and I wanted his input, what was going on when he wrote the song, so I could include that in the video, what he was thinking. And he goes, okay, he never got around to it. And then same with Phil. I love these guys. I love them both, but they never followed through and did that. I'm going to reach out to them one more time because it's been years, literally been years, and they haven't done it yet. So if you're interested, just go to my YouTube page, GD Fenderson CFH, and Volatile Cocktail. But there's other shit on there, song parodies. I got like 42 videos under there, 14. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff there, in for the public consumption. But again, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. And where is it? I gotta find it. I lost it. It was right here. So I don't know I don't know what Matt calls it. That's what it is. I have to. Oh, there it is. Turn on your radio. So everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. And don't forget to turn on your radio and walk around Nabby.
listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.
Go home. Go home. You still here?